Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. In this video, I am honestly a little bit confused. I know that a lot of stories came out about Ronda Rousey after losing to Holm at UFC, and there were stories that came out that the concussion that Ronda Rousey received during the fight was a very bad concussion. She was suspended for 6 months from in octagon fighting. She would not be able to get into the octagon and be able to be in any fights for the next 6 months, which wasn't that bad because there's stories about her going off and filming movies and taking time away from UFC, and she wanted to sort of disappear. She's as a fighter, she's very smart. She knows how to sell a fight. She knows that she has to be in the public limelight, whether if that's being in movies or in the swimsuit issue, doing a lot of press, and being out there. But she sort of wanted to become secluded. She wanted to take a step back, and she wanted to see what was going down. There were stories coming out of Ronda Rousey fighting with her camp. Her camp was fighting with her mom. Her mom was fighting with her coach. The stories about her relationship with her boyfriend coming out, and her boyfriend is somebody who's been, I guess you can say, the finger was pointed at for domestic violence, and Ronda Rousey is somebody that's very outspoken about domestic violence, which brought the press in even tighter onto her, trying to find out more about her personal life, something that, even though she is a person that is out there in the limelight and does a lot of press, she doesn't want people, digging into her family life and things like that. But as a UFC fan, a lot of people want to know, Ronda Rousey was somebody that was brought up to be like a superhero, I guess you can say, and now she has fallen. People want to see if she's going to be able to get back on that horse and ride off, or if she was sort of like somebody like Mike Tyson, who's not going to be the same after the knockout. Well, Ronda Rousey's not going to be doing any prison time anytime soon, so that sort of changes that. But people are hungry, and they want to see Ronda Rousey go against Holm in the rematch sooner than later. People are trying to put together, dream fights for the women's division. People are wondering what's going to be going down. Dana White had a press conference call where he was supposed to be talking about UFC 193 with the upcoming Conor McGregor versus Jose Aldo fight, but he was overwhelmed with questions about Ronda Rousey and what is going to be going down, saying that, the fight is imminent because of how much money this fight is going to make. And it is going to be a good one, but the question marks that are out there are, when is this fight going to be able to happen? We already have cards booked for UFC 194, Aldo versus McGregor, and then UFC 195, which is going to be Lawler versus Condit, which comes up right after New Year's, January 2nd. The next one, which would be 196, I believe that would be the one that they do Super Bowl weekend. Is that enough time for Ronda Rousey to be able to get a camp together, to get out there and get there? It seems that Ronda Rousey is going to be leaving her camp, going to a new camp, which is going to bring a lot of speculation about where she would go. She's a fighter who is very to what she's doing, and she's somebody that really trains hard in order to become the best because she wants to be the best. I don't think that this fight is going to be able to happen that soon. I think this fight will happen soon, but I don't think there's any way in the world this fight would happen Super Bowl weekend. She's going to be wanting as much time in order to get there. I don't believe that, the gimmick fights that happen like New Year's weekend or Super Bowl weekend, I don't think it matters when they have this fight. I think that when they have this fight, I think it is going to be huge. Some people say it might be one of the biggest UFC pay-per-views of all time. We'll have to see, but I can honestly tell you that I thought that the UFC coming up this upcoming, not Saturday, not tomorrow, but the next weekend, which would be McGregor versus Aldo, I thought that was going to be billed up as one of the biggest UFC shows of all time. But honestly, I don't know if it's because of Jose Aldo backing out of the last fight. It almost seems that Conor McGregor versus Aldo doesn't have the build that the last fight was supposed to have. It ended up not happening, with McGregor stepping up and winning the interim championship. But 194 is December 12th. It's going to be a great show. You've also got Weidman versus Rockhold on that show, so it's going to be built together pretty good. But I think everybody right now is thinking all about Holm versus Rousey 2.